So, one day me and my friend Zach were bored and found a download for a fuckload of SNES games. So he ended up challenging me to beat them all. Here we go. Oh god, could you imagine if I actually did the intro like that? No, this is an adventure. Needs to be epic.
One day, a Spork and his insignificant friend came upon a treasure of SNES games. I mean, a fuckload of games. And this one man challenged to beat them all. This won't be an easy one. He will conquer these games and bring pride to himself.
So the first game that I will be playing is Beethoven 2nd. This was first made as a movie, and I don't know, I never really saw the need to do this, but they really want to differentiate both the male and the female dog by giving the female dog a ribbon on its head. I don't really see the point in that. You can kind of assume which is which. They kind of start picking the dominant roles, especially as the story builds. But I mean, I guess they really wanted to get it across right away. Anyways, the point of this is to rescue all 4 of these dogs. That's basically it. You go, you get dog, you bring dog to mom, it's the end of the level. You go get dog, you bring it back to mom, end of the level. And you just do that over and over until all 4 dogs. So there's literally only 8 levels. 4 levels with 2 in each, making there 8 stages, but there's only 4 different kinds of levels, if that makes any sense. So, let's beat this thing! Once you enter the game, you notice you're playing as Beethoven, the main character from the movie. That's basically what you expect with the title Beethoven. He is going to go to the end of the level and get the puppy, bring it to the mother. He has a couple movesets that allows him to get there. Now his only attack is a bark. It can be charged up and be used at longer range, or just really, really short and instant. It's a really weird attack that they put in the game. It kind of makes me sad that they didn't put in some sort of bite or a scratch, but I guess they wanted to kind of keep it more PG. And wanted to make it a little bit more range to make it a little bit easier. His other attack is this. No, it doesn't look like it does anything. But once you grab water, you do this. Water goes everywhere. It's actually kind of nuts. And it kills every single unit on the screen instantly, no matter how many hits it has. There are no bosses in this game, so it's not like it's OP or something. You can't hold onto the power up forever either. It's timed, and it's a very short time after getting it that you can use it, because I guess he dries off. The other thing is this. It allows him to pick up his child puppy and power-ups that you find on the ground. Meat and steak, giving you 1 up or more health. As I awkwardly mentioned before, there are 4 types of levels. The first up is Suburbia. There are many different kinds of obstacles that you'll have to face in this. Small dogs, cats, dog catchers, apples, children riding skateboards, and fences. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Really just a bunch of mobs that you have to kill to get to the end. Really, that's all it is. The next up is the park. This is where they really show the capabilities of their mobs. You have to face apples, fires, birds, squirrels, children on skateboards, slides, and dog catchers. This one really stepped it up for the mobs. Not too much as far as platforming goes, just the same as Suburbia, but the birds were harder to hit, the squirrels were a pain in the ass, the children were pretty much the same thing, and the slides added an interesting aspect because you'd automatically be sliding down. You couldn't do anything about it, so if there was something at the bottom, you'd have to jump and hope you make it over them. So it kind of bugged me a bit that I was a bit trial and error, but it wasn't too big of a deal. Next up is the kennel. This is where they really start focusing on the platforming aspect rather than the mobs. Here you'll have to face falling crates, dog catchers, rabid dogs, moving belt platforms, and other moving platforms. Now the mobs in this aren't very hard. The dog catchers, by this point, you are expert at killing. The rabid dogs, most of the time, you can hit them, it'll stun them for a bit, and then you can just hit them again. So really, it's not that hard to do. And then there are the moving belt platforms and the other moving platforms, which really start getting into it. It's really hard to estimate your jump on some of these NES games, and this one's no exception. It is just difficult. Half the time, you look like you're going to land on it, and sometimes you'll wiggle the controller back and forth to adjust, and you end up falling off. Also, the falling crates is kind of something I hated, because you will walk over it and it immediately falls. It gives you no sign that it's going to fall. It's just trial and error. It really bugged me. Last up is the wilderness. This is where they combine everything together to throw you the hardest that they could think of, basically. Here you have to face fire, rangers, mountain lion, cougar. I don't know, we're just gonna say mountain lions. Sticks, mudslides, vultures, and falling rocks. Now, whereas some of these things like falling rocks, sometimes you'll miss them by accident. Other times, you can't avoid not getting hit by them, which really bugs me. The vultures are pretty much the same thing as the birds before, still a pain in the ass to hit. Mountain lions are the same thing as rabid dogs. The sticks are literally just sticks coming off of logs that if you walk into them, it hurts you, which makes no sense to me. They did put falling platforms in this, but they made it so that you can jump on them, and there are different textures so you know what's going to happen, and it starts crumbling a bit, then it falls. So you can actually jump on it for a bit, readjust yourself, then make the jump. So it's not really luck-based, it's just like, oh, that one's going to fall, alright, let's do this. You really notice it, and from the first time, I knew that thing was going to fall just by looking at it. They did that really well, and I have to say, of all the levels, the wilderness, although the hardest, was really the most polished level of the game. My biggest problem with this game is something that you will not notice towards the beginning of the game, but once you get towards the end of the game, where platforming is a lot more needed and you need to make accurate jumps, when you get hit, your character sometimes goes invisible. So when you go invisible and try to make a panic jump, a lot of the times you'll end up falling off an edge just because you can't see your character. That is something really, really, really dumb in my opinion. You look at like Mario or anything like that, when you get hit, you don't go invisible, you blink, right? Showing you that you're in this invulnerable state. With this game, it's just like, no, well, you can't see yourself, deal with it. When you have the dog in your mouth, it's a little bit better, because when you get hit and you're invisible, you can at least have a little bit of reference by looking at where that dog is and knowing that's the front of you. But besides that, you're just blindly running around. Thank you for watching this episode of SNES Challenge. If you liked what you saw, please subscribe and like for more videos. Every like supports me, and I would appreciate it greatly. They're holding on these names for like 5 fucking minutes each. Are you kidding me? Fucking hurry up. I don't give a fuck about the artist. You're shit. I beat the game. I just want to see if there's anything else at the end. I don't want to skip it. Sound effects, yep. I get, yep. Yep. Chip level designs. There you go. You're those assholes that provided this shitty music. Congratulations. Oh my god, it literally loops every fucking 5 minutes. High tech staff. Oh, see, remember those names. Those guys are smart. Cool. Anything else? Or are we just gonna sit here at the end screen? We're gonna wait a little while. Fuck! Nope, I think that's it. There you go! Fantastic ending! You killed me now. Done.